Hello everyone, djvicvapor with you, and just want to go over a template I've created and kind of show you how I've done it. So if you want to create one for yourself, you can. So first of all, let me show you what we're doing here. We've got complex melodies, essentially a way to make yourself sound like you have the ability to play very complex piano or synth melodies. And one of the ways I went about setting this up is, unfortunately in Bitwig, you don't have the ability to set time signatures for individual clips, but what you can do is kind of mimic it by setting loop braces to, kind of play in a polyrhythmic type way to allow for complex melodies to be achieved. So the idea here is I've got a 4/4 time loop, I've got a 3/4 time loop, a 5/4 time loop, and a 7/4 time loop. And this first row is just templates. These are just loop braces or loop templates showing me what the loop length should be. 1.1 to 5.1, 1.1 to 2.3, 1.1 to 3.3, 1.1 to 4.3. So it's just a template for me to, as I build this, you'll see how easy it is if you have that quick reference right there. But essentially those loop lengths are mimicking the 3/4, 5/4, and 7/4 times. Now I've got these 4 channels routed into the electric piano, just a preset here in Bitwig on the polysynth. So all 4 of these are routed into this one. So I'm going to play you the example I have here. It's a C minor scale, and it's just each clip has a varying set of notes. So let me play it and then I'll kind of explain what's going on. So a really nice complex sound that's going to just play over and over, and it's going to be probably 24 to 30 bars before it plays the same melody again. It's playing a melody in a polyrhythmic way that never quite lines up with itself. And if you watch this, when I hit play again, all these loops are playing at different lengths, so they're looping back at different times. So pay attention to that. You can see right here. So you can see how each one is playing a different time and a different loop phrase. So it allows for that complex sound, and it's really easily achieved. Just takes a little work to get your template set up, but once that's done, it's really simple. So let me show you kind of under the hood here on each one of these. So on the 4/4, it looks like I've got it folded, and it looks like this right here. So I've just got notes kind of randomly put in there, and the thing is I've created them all out of a C minor scale, and I've just kind of just made it big enough that it covers all the different octaves, all the way from C1 up to C7. And you can just kind of come in here. I can put in any notes I want in any shape or fashion. It's all going to sound melodically correct because it's all saved within that C minor scale. And then I've got the loop brace set for 4/4 on this one. And then the same with the rest of them. And let me see, edit. We've got a different loop brace here, and then I've got a different start point. You can put a start point wherever you want, but moving the start point around kind of creates different rhythms as well. But again, it's the C minor scale, everything's saved. And now all I got to do is come in and dial in the notes that I want, and the loop brace is set. And that's the same for the 5/4 and the 7/4. So that's what's creating our nice little. And again, I've got different start points in each one, and I'll kind of show you. I mean, you can start it at the beginning. It doesn't have to be moved. It's still going to sound pretty good, but by moving the start point around, it gives you even different vibes and different melodies. So how do we do it? what's the process behind setting it all up and how's it work. So let me shut those guys down and we'll go through that. So what I've done is I'm going to fold this. That's the melodies folded out of the way. So I've got one instrument channel right here. And what I've done is I've put in the diatonic transposer. And let's go to, we'll just pick C. We were doing minor. Let's pick C major. So, and then I pick C major, put it on filter notes. I don't want to keep or constrain. I want to filter the notes. It's very important to understand that C major filter. So that guy has got a MIDI clip right here. And in this MIDI clip, all I've actually done here is simply, well, here, I'll show you. I'll just create one in front of you for you. So we can get rid of this. It's just titled Notes to Fill. I'll just drop it out of the way down here. And then I'll just double click here. So I'm double clicking, I'm creating a blank MIDI clip. And all I want to do now is go down. I can start at C3. And I'll just put, and I've got it, another important thing to notice is I've got it on 8th note straight. So I'll just go here, put in one note, and I'll just go up to C4. Just for every note all the way up to the next octave. C4 is where we're headed. Okay, so C4. So that gives me C3 to C4, right? Gives me all the notes. So what I'm doing is I'm using the diatonic transposer to weed out or filter out the notes I want for C major within that set. So let me get this guy down, and over here I'm just recording that. I've got it routed. I've got everything routed over this way to the notes to come out over here. So I'll just hit arm this as record. So I'll arm this as record, and we'll hit record. And now we've got our notes for a C major scale in this new clip. Right here they are. So what we do now is we want to make sure we're covering, now that we've got the correct notes for a C major scale, we want to make sure we're covering all the octaves. So I'll highlight them, Command C to copy, Command D to paste. And now I'll just take these guys and we will arrow up and down until we've got all our octaves covered. So I'll arrow down here, and then right when I get to C3 on the bottom there, I want to put it over top of that. So now I've got 2 octaves, and we'll just highlight them all again. Let me minimize this a little bit. Okay. Highlight everybody again, Command C, Command D, and we'll go down one more time. And over. And now we will highlight all these guys and repeat the process up for top octaves. And now we'll just go up. So now I'm going to have, for that C major scale, I'm going to have all the notes that are available, and we're going to have all the octaves covered. So, well, not all of them, but the majority of them. Now I can just fold this. So there's all the notes that are going to be appropriate to play within that scale. I'll do Command A, and then I'll just arrow to the left to take it out of the, it's outside the actual, because we don't want all those playing. So now they're just outside the actual clip. So there you go. That is how we create the clip for a C major scale. And now what I'll do is I will get rid of these guys, move this down, and now it's a C major scale, so I'm going to just name it appropriately, C major. So I can take that, move this guy out of the way, and drag it down to a new blank area. So over here, I'm just going to drop C major. And then, of course, we can label it C, or Command R, C major. Now, this is where the importance of having these little templates up here helps me out. So I want to make sure this loop, this C major loop, is from 1.1 to 5.1. So I'll open that up and we'll make that 5.1. All right, got that guy good. And now we can just Alt copy. And then on this one, we want to make it a 2.3, which is right there. And we just continue down. 5.4 is going to be a 3.3, which is right there. I just know because I've been doing so many of these out of habit there, but if you want to look, you can see. And then the 7.4 is 4.3. Voila. So now we have essentially a C major scale, all the notes available to us, and all the time signatures available to us. So all I have to do now is open up each one of these. So we're in the 4/4. I will just put in some notes and see how these notes are now outside of the loop, so they're not going to be played or affected, but they're just going to be guidelines for us. So let's just kind of open this guy up here, and we'll go, we'll just kind of, you'll see how haphazard it is. It doesn't have to be, you know, by design, any kind of format. So I like to at least skip one, so every other one is kind of my method here. And again, it doesn't matter which ones, just every other one is kind of how I like to do it. You can do it next to each other. There's no right or wrong. I'm just sharing with you kind of how I like to do it. And on the 4/4, I don't want to go too much up and down in the octaves. I just want to stay within maybe, you know, a few notes here. Let's scoot that guy over. There we go. And one, well, not one more. We got a few more to go here. Let's get that over. So where are we going here? Let's go here, here, and there. That should do it. So there's our 4/4. Let me go back to the clip, and it should play for us. So we've got our 4/4. So let's go over to our 3/4 C major. And we'll go to edit again. And this guy, we'll stay within this C3, C4 kind of vibe here. Or the 3/4 area. So, all right, so let's go one here. Skip one there. Let's make this guy a little bit longer. Skip one right here. And right there. And like I said, there's no right or wrong now because we're always going to have the correct notes for this scale. We've already set that up. And yeah, let's just make this guy a little bit longer. Let's see what that sounds like together with the other one now. And back to this. So now we've got two going here. And you can, just by playing that, tell maybe these are a little sharp. So let's just grab all of these guys. And we'll do a little shift down. Sounds a little bit better. Let's pause that and we'll go on to our 5/4 now. Go to edit. Let's bring them in. And again, we'll just kind of follow and repeat the same process we've been doing. Let's get down in, let's go here. Every other one. Let's see what that does for us. And it's not, it's not always going to be some perfect thing. You got to manipulate it a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're getting close to a pretty good melody here, but I'll show you a way to really bring it to life. Let's get this 7/4 tapped in here, and then we'll move on from there. So let's get some notes for our 7/4. Let's go. All right, so back here, and we'll hear what we've got now, and then I'll show you a way to kind of massage it a little bit and kind of bring it to life. So pretty easy right there. You can already tell we've got something sort of complex sounding, but the way you can really start to manipulate it once you've got your notes in is you can go, say, like into the 3/4, any of them really, and just move this start point now. I like to do it when it's playing because I can hear the changes. And see how that melody changed just by moving the start point around. So yeah, pretty easy, pretty cool stuff. They can make it sound really complex without doing too much. Again, without doing a whole lot there, we were able to create some sort of nice complex sound. So one of the cool things you can do with this is I've got a C minor and C major, but over here I'm going to show you this Complex Melodies template that I've got, where I've got the guideline lane up here. I've got the record all set up and routed. If you want to, add more following how I did it, you can see right here how to add more and record more. But I've got pretty much everything you're going to need. I mean, I've got, let me see how many we've got. We've got essentially 23 scales, because this is an example on the bottom. So there's 23 different scales. And you can see I've got them all named here and labeled. And all the clips are set up in the right time signatures. So essentially you just got to open up the clip and go in there and start dialing in the notes and, goofing around with it just the way I was showing you to create a melody. But what's really cool about this template is I tend to have it open with my older template that you guys seen that I released, where it's just the chords. So let me activate the audio engine there. So essentially, like if I want to go in here and mess around with some of these chords, now I know how to go back and write a melody over top of it by just setting up with that melody template. So essentially, let's say I wanted to make, let's find something here. We'll just do like right in here. So let's say we're working with, some of these D's and F's and G's, things like that. So I can record that, I can record that little chords element or section right there, And then what I can do is come back, and depending on which chords I use a D major, you know, a D minor, G, whatever. I can come back to my melodies template now, and I can say, okay, I was using a D minor, so I can go in here on the D minor side and just write a melody, and then I can take that melody clip, record it out into a new channel, and bring everything back into, you know, a working template, and lay the melody over the chords. So really, really cool stuff. This chord and this melody, these two templates, you can really work well together. So hopefully you guys can get the idea of, you know, between the two templates of the chord template and the melodies template, you can lay down a nice chord pattern and then use the melodies template to lay down a nice melody over top of it. Hopefully that's something that makes sense to you. And both of these, the chords and the melodies templates, I'll have download links in the description below. If you already own the chords template, that's awesome. And then you can add this melodies template to your arsenal of music production. So hopefully this is something that's inspiring you and teaching you different ways to come up with some really cool and complex sounding arrangements. So check out the download link below. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for pushing play, and peace.